Hey folks, it's Johnny Flynn. It's a wonder there's a single Democrat left in the Democratic Party after John Brennan, which converted to Islam years ago. If you look at his history, I want to describe a document on my computer that is very important to America. Here it is, folks. So let me put it on the screen. Let me take myself off. Here we go. United States District Court for the District of Columbia, a RICO complaint. This is a real case, folks. You need to know who Gary Byrne is, because the defendants in this case, are the Clinton Foundation, the Clinton Global Initiative, the Clinton Gistra Enterprise Partnership, Media Matters, David Brock, who you need to know who that is. Then maybe you know the rest of the characters here. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Chappaqua, John Podesta, a gigantic pedophile, and George Soros. But read the complaint. Lisa Page, read this quote. "Never going to become president, right? Peter Strzok. No, he won't. We'll stop it." So if you think this is all about the Democrats, it's not true. A lot of these people are Republican. Look at Rod Rosenstein. Look at Brenan. He's a Democrat. We need to highlight his activity. I'm going to just look at 8 pages of this RICO complaint. Beyond that, I don't think anyone can really stomach it. But it's critically important that you understand what's happening. And by the way, just to explain, I've got my Don Bolduc for U.S. Senate hat on. He's got to be voted in, folks. He and a handful of others have to gather public awareness to how great they could be for the United States. Let's get back on target. When you look at what I'm describing, background of a RICO case, racketeering. Here we go. The complaint alleges, maybe I should go line by line. Let's do that. Look at the paragraph headings. For the past decade, Gary Byrne's role in the Clinton impeachment and his status as a Clinton enemy. David Brock, William, and Hillary Clinton with criminal behavior, malicious, baseless attacks, vicious defamatory tactics against perceived political enemies through a nonprofit. Nonprofits are supposed to be have no bias. They can't be used and be weaponized as a nonprofit entity. Here we go. This enterprise has taken such attacks to an unprecedented and chilling new level, involving illegal domestic, human, and electronic surveillance, tradecraft, lures, in order to obstruct the Hillary Clinton email and the Clinton Foundation investigation. What do you need to know? Here we go. The enterprises and high-level surrogates colluded with Russian intelligence, SVR and FSB, and a disgraced Senate committee using a former British intelligence officer, Christopher Steele, to accomplish their illicit, unconstitutional objectives. This enterprise's surrogates, they misled many times using the most powerful counterintelligence tools available. They were controlled by the Democratic Party, took advantage of structural arrangement between the branches of government, codified by the FISA Surveillance Act. Okay? Smear merchant Fusion GPS used the SVR and FSB and former Agent Steele to abolish their enemies. Keep going. It's a RICO matter. They used an unsecured private email server to conceal from Congress and Article 3 courts tens of thousands of emails. Okay, we all know that. Then it was bleach bit and destroyed. Of those emails that have been recovered, they contain classified information that should never be on an unsecured server. Okay, everyone's saying, wow, whoop-de-doo, right? Well, it is a big deal. Why? Because Brenan, look at Brenan. Here he is. This is the director of the CIA from 2013 to 2017. Here's his picture. He converted to Islam, worked for Barack Obama. Okay? He was interim director of National Counterterrorism Center, founding director of the Terrorist Threat of the Integrated Center, deputy executive director of the CIA from 2001 to 2003, chief of station, Saudi Arabia, daily intelligence briefer for President Bill Clinton, head of terrorism analysis for the Director of Intelligence Counterterrorist Center. Okay. The guy had a 20-year history in the top offices working for President Clinton and Obama, and resigned the first day of the Trump presidency. Okay? Resigned the first day of the Trump presidency. Now, look at these articles. Read them. Here we go. This is the day he resigned. Read what people at the FBI said. John Brenan is a secret Muslim. Guidolo's opinion of President Obama's selection of John Brenan to head up the CIA might sound vaguely familiar. Brenan is a secret Muslim and has gone so far as to dish out high-profile government jobs to members of the Muslim Brotherhood. Brenan did convert to Islam when he served in an official capacity on behalf of the United States in Saudi Arabia. His conversion to Islam was the culmination of counterintelligence operation against him to recruit him. Okay? Here we go. John Brenan has sided with the Muslim Brotherhood for years, running our CIA. Let's take some of this off the screen and focus on the document at hand. We're back to the RICO complaint, okay? It's the last document we're going to talk about. But if you look at his statements about the Muslim Brotherhood, they're saying, he says they're a tame organization. Meanwhile, they are nothing. They are affiliated with ISIS. They are affiliated with Syria, with Libya, with Afghanistan. They're involved in all these topics, and they raise money. So let's keep going down. As noted in the complaint, it may sound in treason involved in the Enterprise Clinton bribery. Okay. Lead agency. Okay, here we go. Representative on the lead agency for transfer of control of the United States uranium to Russia, Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, CIFUS, was closed by Brenan. Okay? deceived President Obama when she did not object to the uranium transaction during the CIFUS process. Intentionally did not inform Obama that defendants Clinton Foundation and Clinton Global Initiative stood to gain financially through Russian control. So here we go. This is proof of the Russian collusion of the Clinton Global Initiative, okay? And meanwhile, my congressman, Jim Himes, has been maintaining 4 years, that he has information on Trump colluding with the Russians. Meanwhile, he's on the Congressional House Intelligence Committee. Here we go. Sitting next to Schiff. We have lots of other documents to show you. Here's one. Let me just briefly put it up on the screen. The report on the Select Committee on Intelligence. First of all, from beginning to end, this is chaired by Dianne Feinstein, okay, and Richard Burr. Both need to be removed. If you read this committee guidelines and what at any point here, look, page 7, Iran, page 6, Afghanistan, page 5, Iraq, page 4, the Arab world, cybersecurity. Here we go. Implementation of the FISA authorities, page 8. Let's go jump down to that. I know I'm jumping around a lot, but here we go. What you don't realize is that my opponent, Richard Blumenthal, rewrote the FISA rules, okay? Rewrote with 13 Democrats, formed a committee, measure to increase transparency to the public and to Congress concerning the bulk telephone megadata program, as well as other aspects of FISA, were it possible to do without compromising the efficacy of intelligence activities undertaken pursuant to FISA. Mr. Blumenthal, my opponent, okay, rewrote FISA, weaponizing FISA to be used to surveil beyond intelligence into your homes. Oversight, hearings, worldwide threats, hacks, and look who's involved. Clapper, Director Clapper, unclassified, prepared statements for the record on the committee hearing. Clapper identifies, adding that reduce all intelligence activities and functions with regard to impact on our mission. Okay, here we go. He says he can't recall a period in time which we confronted a more diverse array of threats, crises, challenges around the world. Director Clapper explained that these threats are growing more interconnected and viral. What I suggest is that experts in the field should be getting involved in the federal government beyond Richard Blumenthal, who is sympathetic to the Congress that is anti-Israel, the Congress that is pro-PLO, Palestine, pro-Palestine. Here we go. We have Brenan, who is a Muslim. We have Clapper working with Blumenthal to undermine our FISA, our protections against government surveillance under the guise of protecting us because of 9/11. So the pendulum has swung, where American citizens have no rights, protecting those who are attacking us. And as Blumenthal does in the Iran deal, trusts the Muslim Brotherhood, trusts terrorists, has their best interest at heart, not ours. So this is one of two articles I want to highlight today. The second one is in the Epoch Times, and you've got to read it. I tried to do this over the weekend, but we have an overwhelming number of functions to go to. And the next one is Marjorie Taylor Greene in Connecticut. I implore you to come. We have 1,000 people coming. It will be fortified with protection, police. It's not a Department of Homeland Security dragnet by any stretch. With the CIA found out yesterday about the Marjorie Taylor Greene event on Saturday. Today is Wednesday, folks. We have an event tonight in Manhattan with the future DA of New York City. You should come. You should support these district attorney races that are being funded by Soros, who lives in Mount Kisco, New York, which is 30 minutes away. I'm from Pound Ridge, New York. I moved to Connecticut in 1998. Mr. Soros is funding the prosecutor races, and we already have one of the most corrupt prosecutors in the country, though he's not getting press. What other prosecutor takes bribes for murder cases, destroying the murder evidence, paying Ben Crump on the side through Mike Jefferson? We have all the details. I've given it to the FBI. They're not going on it. So now we're going even further up the food chain. We need to knock these prosecutors out, because look at Kim Foxx. She won't prosecute anyone in Illinois, in Chicago. So they have a turnstile of murderers coming in and out of the court, which is closed. Our courts are closed, and we have a problem. I'm at 17 minutes. I'd like to stop, but I implore you to read some of these documents. The one I highlighted today, let me put it on the screen for one final moment. It's not that one. It's this one. It's the RICO complaint. It is, how many pages? Here's 17. Let me go down to the bottom. It is 206 pages, okay? It deals with Peter Strzok. It deals with the Mueller. By the way, Mueller was Whitey Bulger's handler's handler. They approved murder, okay? John Podesta, while he was chief of staff. Yes, there is a 206-page document I'd like you to read describing how the FBI has been corrupted, how the DOJ is corrupted, how DHS has got its hands tied, and how the threats are growing exponentially, how Strzok and Page were targeting Trump, how many Republicans also are guilty of weaponizing the electronic surveillance of Americans. We understand that we need to try to provide safety under the blanket of freedom and the American flag. But to have the DNC pay Fusion GPS and have these judges involved in the FISA court mishandlings shows that the judicial misconduct of Connecticut is exactly the same as the judicial misconduct in Washington, D.C. and in the federal courts. Now, the fact that Hillary Clinton weaponized Byrne and she destroyed the evidence after she received a subpoena, that's treason, folks. The injury she has caused Arkansas Code. Okay. What they're saying here, the fourth cause of action. You should read every cause of action. Conspiracy to engage in a pattern of racketeering, 18 U.S.C. 1961. Okay? And that means under RICO, every single defendant can be charged in the conspiracy of every crime of everyone named. Here we go. Plaintiff demand that judgment be entered for no less than $3 billion compensatory, actual, reasonable attorney fees, interest. They're going after $3 billion on Hillary Clinton. Well, read the other headlines. Here we go. I mean, I'm going through very quickly. The first cause of action, acquisition and maintenance of an interest in and control of an enterprise engaged in a pattern of racketeering. Yes. Hillary Clinton is not above the law, not even as Secretary of State when she gives a $500,000 commission to her husband selling out American uranium to the Russians, which ultimately went to North Korea, who is testing rockets right now, and to Iran and Iraq. So what I'm saying is, it would be totally ironic. Listen to my words. Watch my mouth move. It would be ironic if we were killed with our own uranium that Hillary sold on behalf of Bill to Russia for North Korea and Iran. Okay, why do you think people are saying, oh, they're checking all the container ships offshore for children? Well, that might be the case, folks. But with the K container ship industry at Cape Canaveral housing the Rostec Clinton arm's length Abraj Group deal. The Abraj Group paid Bill Clinton the $500,000. The Abraj Group has a 35-year lease through Brenan and Clapper, through CIFUS that Brenan closed. That's treason, folks. Brenan should be beheaded for treason. Clapper should be beheaded for treason. Because if we wake up tomorrow and we're under attack internally, it's because those ships offshore contain the K container ship nuclear ICBM. Nuclear material, folks, not kids, not trafficking humans. That's a lie as well. So tell the truth, read the documents, figure out who should be running the CIA. It has to be veterans with 30 years experience, 2-star generals with 2 Purple Hearts, many record, a 30-year record of valor. And people are saying, why do I say philotimo on my site? The love of honor is philotimo. The love of honor is required. Look at Don Bolduc. Look at these other guys. We need Brnovich to be elected to the Senate. He's running in Arizona. He's the AG. He needs to be the senator. We need to change what's going on. We need to change every single Congress critter that there is because they've put us in harm's way. We have no more time, and we need to oust them. We need to behead some of them. They have committed treason upon treason upon treason. And Hillary Clinton also should be taken to Cuba, put into Guantanamo, and waterboarded. That's right, because We can't have 4 million deaths in 15 states, which is what is on the table right now. There are Al-Qaeda targets in the United States. It's called HFA. There are 48 of them, oil refineries. If they are under attack, we will be decimated. We will have $4 trillion in damage per Al-Qaeda threat. Per Al-Qaeda threat. There are 2 in Philadelphia. There are 12 in Corpus Christi. Who owns them? Citgo. Who owns Citgo? Russia. Who owned Citgo 10 years ago? Venezuela. When their currency got destroyed, they sold Citgo to Russia. Now Russia owns K Containers through Rostec. They have the infrastructure to undermine our security and our entire country. They have the targets lined up. They know the targets, folks. Trump and Clinton were both briefed on the K container ship industry. They were both briefed on hydrofluoric acid oil refineries scattered across America, Salt Lake City, Minnesota, Washington State. These are targets. The threat is real, and we are running out of time. We have no time. We have no time. Time is up. So thank you very much. I'm at 26 minutes. I'm highlighting articles you need to read, folks, and if you don't read them, it'll be too late.